going on, guys? As most of you know, hurricane season in the Northern Hemisphere starts on June 1st and ends on November the 30th. Believe it or not, conditions are favorable down here in the Caribbean Sea for the formation of yet another potentially large hurricane that could make its way into the Gulf of Mexico over the next 7 days, potentially making a landfall somewhere along the west coast of Florida, obviously impacting the east coast as well. I use a lot of different models whenever I follow storms in the Atlantic, Caribbean, Pacific, actually all around the world. This is one of the more consistent models that I use, and I want to share with you guys what it's showing. It's showing development down in the Caribbean Sea on November 16th, 17th, and 18th as a fairly well-organized hurricane coming in at 940 millibars, 944, 942, 943, consistently in that range for the better part of 24 to 36 hours, then making its way up into the very warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico on November 18th, quite possibly reaching 916 millibars, which would make it a major hurricane entering the southern waters of the Gulf of Mexico, moving over towards the west coast of Florida on November the 20th, possibly making landfall somewhere along the west coast of Florida. Most of the models are in agreement that there's something going to enter the Gulf of Mexico, make a right-hand turn, and head towards Florida. Is it going to be the northern west coast of Florida, the central west coast of Florida, the southern tip of Florida, or potentially miss Florida altogether? All of these are the different models: the American model, the German model, the European model, the Canadian model. These are all showing the same type of activity, some sort of a storm over the next 36 to 72 hours, organizing down in the Caribbean Sea, hanging around down there for the next 3 or 4 days. I want to emphasize, this is a long-range forecast. It's over 7 days, so it can and will change to some degree, but just be on the lookout for another end-of-the-season hurricane coming into the Gulf of Mexico here over the next 7, maybe 8 days, potentially becoming a major hurricane. And again, the models are suggesting a West Coast Florida landfall on November the 20th, on or around November the 20th. As conditions are still favorable for the formation of hurricanes, we still have around 2 weeks left of hurricane season in the Northern Hemisphere. Once again, officially running from June 1st to November the 30th. So big heads up. I'll keep you guys updated with any new information moving forward. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.